Hello everyone, this is Muskan, and today I'm going to be telling you my thoughts about the movie It Ends With Us, which just came out starring Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. In this video, I'm going to be rating how the movie performed in comparison to the book. And if you have not read the book and you just want to see the movie, I think you can just go for it. So, for those of you who don't know, this movie is based on a book written by Colleen Hoover, sharing the same name, It Ends With Us. Since this movie was a book to movie adaptation, there was a lot of uproar even before the movie came out. It Ends With Us, written by Colleen Hoover, is one of the most famous books on Book Talk, which is also like booktube community on TikTok. Hence, fans of this book particularly are huge in number. And the Colleen Hoover cult in general is really huge and very opinionated. So this book follows Lily Bloom, which is played by Blake Lively in the movie, who's 23 years of age. And that made people really angry that they had aged up Lily, and you know how Lily Bloom is supposed to be a 23-year-old naive girl who doesn't know what's actually happening with her. So for those of you who've not watched the movie or read the book, this story is about a girl named Lily Bloom who's a 23-year-old who's just left her job to start her own lifelong ambition of opening up a flower shop. And then she meets a girl named Alyssa who instantly becomes good friends with her and helps her open up the bookstore. And then she meets this super hot neurosurgeon with anger issues called Ryle, and they instantly sort of hit it off. Ryle is a bit of a ladies' man and he's afraid of commitment, blah blah blah. Like, he's your typical bad boy, guys. He's your typical bad boy protagonist. And generally, in this genre of movies and books where there is a bad boy protagonist, the story usually is very predictable. The bad boy who is afraid of commitment now suddenly falls in love with our protagonist who is just sweet, innocent, and lovable and changes his ways. But disclaimer, guys, this book is not that. So I'll be giving trigger warnings because it involves the story of domestic abuse and how Lily is able to get out of it. So I read It Ends With Us back in 2018 when I had just started reading Colleen Hoover books, and I basically read all of the ones that came out. So mind you, when I went to watch this movie yesterday, I did not remember a lot of details about the book. So I was not going in to critique, they did not do this right, they did not do this from the book. In general, as part of the reading community, we face a lot of struggles with seeing the work that we love so much in text being adapted to the big screen. But we've had some big hits, we've had some big flops. One story that comes to mind where I saw the most horrible adaptation ever in this specific genre, which is young adult romance genre, is Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This movie was released probably last year, I think, and it starred Cole Sprouse. They basically tanked it, guys. The casting was horrible, the story lost all of its meaning, and it was just a shit show all around. So honestly, when I heard that It Ends With Us is getting made into a movie, I did not have much expectations. But when I heard about the cast, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, I started to have some hope for this movie. Even though Lily is 23 years old in the book, we needed somebody mature enough to play the character and emotions that Lily went through. And I think Blake did a fantastic job of it. I remember the feelings that I had reading this book. This book was like an emotional roller coaster, like most of Colleen's books are, and the movie was able to give us that sense of emotional upheaval through and through. For that, I think it deserves 5 stars. I think there were a lot of things that the movie missed out on that were part of the book. One thing that they did change from the books is we don't see Lily writing in her journal, which in the book she writes it to Ellen. Like, instead of Dear Diary, she just writes Dear Ellen. Ellen being Ellen DeGeneres, of course. And she just pretends that, she has this relationship with Ellen. She tells her about her day. The first experience that Lily has with domestic abuse is seeing her dad hit her mother. She does not have one parent to talk to, which is her dad, because he's the villain of that story. And then she can't talk to her mom about it because she knows she will not leave him. She takes up writing and she pretends that she's writing to Ellen and she's telling her about all of her problems, and that kind of becomes her coping mechanism. I think that was not necessarily something that was intrinsic to the story in the book. One other thing that they cut out of the movie was how Lily and Atlas would just tell each other to just keep swimming. The line from Finding Nemo in the book, "Just keep swimming," was Lily and Atlas's way of just, telling each other that it will get better, just keep swimming. And it was a very nice quote from the book, which I think they probably cut out of the movie because of copyright issues. And it did not really affect the story all that much in the movie. One other thing that was in the books but not in the movie was basically when Ryle pushes Lily down the stairs. In the movie, it shows as if Lily doesn't remember all of this. She thinks that she just fell down the stairs and she doesn't know how that happened. But in the book, Lily remembered, and Lily and Ryle had a big fight over it. Lily threw Ryle out of the house. And then she was going to work the next day when Alyssa asks what's up with her and Ryle, because Alyssa is Ryle's sister, of course. And that's when in the book, Lily gets to know about Ryle killing his older brother accidentally when they were kids. And that is the reason why Lily decides to basically take Ryle back. She realized what had happened, how Ryle had actually pushed her down the stairs. She was instantly comparing him to her dad. She heard about what had happened in his past to make him into such a person, and somehow convinces herself that he can change. I think that is one aspect in the movie that is missing from Lily's turmoil. Basically, in the book, Lily was convinced to take Ryle back because Alyssa forced Ryle to tell her about what had happened in the past. If that had not happened, Lily might not have taken him back at all at that point. And I think the biggest change from the book to the movie was that, because in the book, we could see Lily feeling so trapped because she couldn't talk to her best friend about what was happening to her. And that is why when Atlas had come back, sort of a big relief to her, and he became her way out of this abusive relationship. In the book, we constantly see Lily comparing herself to her mother, Ryle to her father. We see every part of her struggle, why she decides to leave him, why she decides to take him back. I think that was something that was missing in the movie. Although given that you can only have a 2-hour screen time, you can't go into all that many details. I think the movie still captures and delivers on the story very well. It Ends With Us is basically the best book to movie adaptation in the romance genre that I've seen in a while. And if you've read the book and if you love the book and you are still thinking if it's worth your time going to watch the movie or not, I think you should definitely go. The movie has a lot of laughs, it has great screenwriting and pretty good acting. The movie does take you on that emotional roller coaster journey that Colleen Hoover books take you on. And if you're a fan of the book and you've not watched the movie, I think you're really missing out. You should go and watch it.